Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about spirit guides and contacting spirit guides, getting to know your personal guides and what that is really all about. This is a giant chunk of selenite I got for like $2.50. It was awesome. $2.50, by the way, not an exorbitant price. In fact, a lot of money saved on that one. Anyway, and it's relevant, I'll get to that. So as far as spirit guides go, everyone pretty much, we all know we have guides and guardian angels that come to us. I'm going to turn on a light here. And they kind of come to us in this life for, one reason or the other, and they're here to help us out, teach us, guide us, and all that, hence the name. And so how do we get in contact with them? Who are our spirit guides and what have you? Now, when people say, guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors, and things like that, first we got to differentiate a little bit. It's not like a bad differentiation, it's not like a caste system or anything like that, but most of the time, ancestors and guardian angels are something else. Now, that doesn't mean that they aren't there to help you, that they can't guide you or help you in whatever fashion, but their bond to you, those angels, those ancestors, are more of a fraternal or affectionate bond that is something that you obviously cultivated over time. You either related to them in life or a past life, they're your friends, they're your family members, whatever, or if you're angels, these are people that are these are entities that are, again, they are guardians, they are, protectors and healers and lovers and things like that. And where your guides fall into it, your guides could be either one of those things, but usually your guides are entities that come into this life with the same mission as you. Whatever your life purpose is, whatever your goal is, soul purpose is, your guides are there to help you fulfill that mission. Everybody has a bunch of guides, depending on your soul's purpose and your soul's resonance, I guess you could say your talents, because everyone has certain talents and things like that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about my guides, who my guides are, how do you get in contact with your spirit guides, and different ways you can get in contact with your spirit guides, and how it's actually a lot easier than I think a simple guided meditation and looking out over the field and seeing somebody standing next to a lake would have you believe. Okay, so as far as spirit guides go, you have to think about what you're trying to achieve spiritually first. There are spirit guides that help you in the practical world, and then there are spirit guides that help you in the spiritual realm. And these are not people that you use and abuse. These are individual entities. They are your guides who get activated and called to you when you are born. And essentially, they are here living this life, living this experience with you in communication with your earthbound self and your higher self at the same time. And they are here to fulfill the same role, whatever your role is in life. They are not only them optimizing your performance on Earth helps them to also achieve their goal that they are supposed to achieve as your guide. Okay, and that's a really important thing for people to remember. So it's, when you realize that you're actually working in tandem, they're not serving you, you're not their god or their general or anything like that. I mean, you will be called, and and when they're cautioning you against doing and not doing certain things, it's not just because they're trying to protect you, it's also because that whatever thing that they're guiding you to or, from doing helps or hinders the main objective, the prime directive, that kind of thing. Okay, so we have to consider that when we're talking about our spirit guides and how they work with us. Now, going back to what I was talking about with different guides have different abilities or different purposes when they're working with you. I have, as we develop, we activate certain abilities and we get new guides as we go on. Okay, some guides have more versatility, jack of all trades kind of traits. Some guides are messengers. A messenger guide would be a guide that actually goes and communicates with other people's guides. That's actually a different classification. There is the protector guide, who is not quite like a guardian angel. Well, it's more of a guardian angel, I guess I could say. This is the protector guide is like your guardian angel, and then you have your, essentially it's almost like your keymaster guide or your spirit, your medium guide, who is there to help you communicate with spirits that are not in corporeal form. Usually your medium guide and your messenger guide work in tandem, and as you progress you will find more and more guides as you go. So that's just a little bit of something there. I have 3 guides that, I kind of call by name, and a lot of the times, you'll ask them what their names are, and they'll give you a name that sounds either out of the ordinary or kind of normal. I guess you could say human. I have Lewis, Logan, and Jonas, who are my main 3 guides that kind of, hang out the most with me. Jonas tends to be a little bit, they all have their own personalities. Jonas tends to be my I guess you could say my go-between guide. Usually you will have a guide that will help you find other guides, and that's usually what Jonas does for me. And through Jonas I was able to find Logan, who is kind of the protector, as well as Lewis, who is my gatekeeper, keymaster kind of person who, would open, the veil to communicate with otherworldly spirits. And so you have to, think about what the roles of these spirit guides are before you try and contact them. Maybe your job isn't to become a medium or a diviner. Maybe you have more need for a healer or more need of more go-betweens. Spirit guides that are animals, that help you communicate with animals, that help you, get out of your body, have OBEs and things like that. A lot of these things, you do on your own, you develop on your own as your own talent, but a lot of the things that you're I guess you could say you're programmed or designed to do in your own soul's unique programming will have a resonant spirit guide to help you kind of train and to work and optimize that ability. Now, the reason I was holding the selenite and why I said that was relevant earlier is because this is actually probably the best stone for getting you started when it comes to finding your spirit guides. And obviously, selenite comes in a million shapes and sizes. A lot of people already know what selenite is for. It's for higher communication and all that good stuff. And your go-between guide, everyone has a go-between guide, is the one who's going to resonate the most with selenite, because selenite, again, is all about higher communication. Those of you who like to work with extraterrestrial entities or would show an interest in that or feel you have a resonance with that particular style, or those of you who are looking to, again, maybe find animal totem spirits, or who are interested in talking to other people's spirit guides, your go-between is going to activate first. Most of the time, you're going to have most of your communication be with your go-between guide, and in that case, it's Jonas with me. Your protector guide usually comes right afterwards, or you'll find out about your protector from your go-between, because your protector was kind of like always around, kind of behind the scenes. And your protector is somebody that you can actually call upon for a lot, okay? Not only are they there to protect you against, bad happening, but they can also help protect you against things that you accidentally are afraid, you are going to make happen. Like, okay, I did not mean to send that thought out. Stop that thought, please. Destroy that thought, or, cancel that spell, or whatever. Your protector's there for that. Then your medium guide may or may not be as heavily prevalent in your life. Now we're getting into, like, specializations, So if you're not really that adept at becoming a medium, you will have a gatekeeper or guide like that, but you might have a hard time getting a hold of them. As for how you get a hold of them, meditation's the easiest way to go. Using different stones resonant with the, I guess you could say, the profession or the class of guide that you're looking for is better than simply sticking to one. So, okay, so I have selenite here. This is my go-between guy. I could use selenite to also get in touch with my my gatekeeper guide, Lewis. However, Lewis actually came to me just out of the blue, with everything that's been going on, which is, very kind. Like, yeah, that's a good thing. Logan was kind of one of those things, again, that my go-between got a hold of me with. But if you wanted to work with tools that were resonant for you, if you're trying to get in touch with your guardian, spirit guide, work with protective energies, protective herbs and things like that, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, you can use sage. They don't really mind sage. You can use protective stones like onyx or obsidian and jet and things like that. I mean, actually just working in those and like getting yourself into that vibe, like it's like I'm casting a spell, but I'm not actually casting the spell. I'm just kind of in this vibe. Now I'm going to call on my spirit guide. Your spirit guide's going to actually have an easier time kind of, I guess you could say, kind of fusing into your etheric space establishing that link, and then it's going to be easier for you to hold on. And you can do that with any guide that you want to get in touch with. You can, I've got this, you call upon it, you say it's strictly for me, and then it just goes from there. I mean, I know this is a long video, and I've only scratched the surface of this whole thing, but I mean, this is just a little brief explanation of how I've come to work with spirit guides and things like that. But if you don't already have selenite, I recommend everyone go out and grab some selenite, so that you can actually get in touch with your go-between guide anyway. Alright, your messenger guide. And your messenger guide will actually be very useful in getting you into the, into the right synchronicities and connecting you with other guides, connecting with other people's guides, pulling you together with people that you're supposed to be interacting with and things like that to help you, achieve a greater good and whatnot. So the go-between guide is honestly going to be the, a big part of your daily life. Your protector guides behind the scenes, and then a lot of your other guides are going to kind of come as needed. But once they come, they stay, so it's not like, okay, and, you had a healer come with you because they were healing you because you were ill, and now they're like, okay, job's done, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go on vacation in Tahiti for a few weeks. Now they're gonna come back, they're gonna be around, but you have to know they're around, you have to know how to call them by name, so if they're, you've got to listen for the name. And it's really interesting how that works. I'm gonna do one little thing here at the very end before I close this up. How do you know when you're hearing somebody else speak and instead of your own mind? For me, it's very simple. It will sound like the noise is coming from behind my shoulders but under my ears. Okay? So I'll ask a question, out loud if I feel like it, and just be kind of like, Jonas, are you with me? I'll get a yes here. Now, when you're trying to find out what is your name and things like that, if you feel all this crap up here, working away, trying to figure out a name, oh, that sounds dumb, or all that kind of stuff, no. It's going to come really fast, okay? And that's another thing I want to talk about when it comes to channeling a little later on. Information that comes from the spirit world is very fast. So whenever people are kind of like, and then, no, when you're channeling, you are going to be speaking incredibly quickly. And it's going to be moving very, very fast. A lot of people who can carry on conversations, they record the conversations, that's one thing, because they're going back and forth. But if you're asking a question, you will get an answer very quickly. Spirits rarely communicate if they think they're going to be going, I don't know, maybe this. So you're going to be like, okay, I'm looking for my, it's like I'm looking for my messenger guide, my primary messenger companion guide. Okay, it's like you're asking them to, you probably feel them walk right into the room, like, yeah, you noticed me, and then you go, you're just like, okay, so what is your name? Jonas, like instantaneously, and they speak really quickly, because they're not really speaking. So you can hear them. They're basically downloading a bunch of energy into your brain, and then you're the one interpreting it in a way that you can understand in your corporeal form. Alright, so please go with your instincts and your impressions on this one, obviously. I hope this overview is actually helpful, and I didn't mean to have it be 13 minutes long. So if you have any more questions, let me know. But like I said, selenite, awesome for at least getting to your go-between, your primary messenger guide, and usually from there on, it's actually pretty easy to start activating them. It's like the more you get, the more you get. Okay, so I will talk to you folks later, and I hope that, I hope to hear some stories about how you've actually started to get that ball rolling, okay? I'll talk to you later.